Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, the comments, the generous donations in all forms. Everything, I appreciate it all. James Biscuit, thank you so very much. He sent me this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bell that we are going to now use to clear out this energy, and it's going to do wonders. So let's go ahead and clear the air, ring the bell, clear the air, and we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us. Isn't that just beautiful? You know, I feel it's either a male energy or it's a male. Hey, J Mike. Hey, Galactic Goddess. Hey, Rose Glitter. How are you? Hey, Behaving Goals. Somebody is going through such bad karma. They can't take it any longer. Hey, Yolanda. Somebody realizes they were not meant for that. They can't handle it. Now they triple, double, triple, quadruple, thinking about everything that they've done. And they know they wasn't built for that life. Hey, Ayana. Yes, and after I do this video, I am getting ready to go get a mimosa. Hey, Anjasaka, how are you? Welcome. Europe is in the house. Somebody, they're ready to surrender. They're ready to change. They're ready to do the right thing because you know what? They realize where you're at. They realize now why you left. They realize what the hell is really going on. And you know what they realize? Peace is precious and not to be wasted, not even to be tested. This person wants their peace. Bottom of the deck, poised. This person is ready. They're ready, and they know it is time. It's time because you know what? They tired of this. They like I said, karma is something about they should have stopped something a long time ago. But you know what they say? A hard head makes a soft behind. And right now, somebody's booty is feeling like it is jello, like it's water. They can't handle it. Something about this tribe that they're connected to, and not just that, but they know that they didn't treat you right. They didn't give you the shadow of the doubt. They disrespected you, discounted you, disregarded you. They straight up dissed you. And to be fair, this person understands why you left so that you could have a new life. They get it now. Now everything is clear. Now everything makes sense. This person, they want some peace in their life. They want to go to the land of milk and honey where you're sitting at presently. See, they expected you to be somewhere alone, looking sad, looking beat up, looking old. You're not. You are, it's like a breath of fresh air has hit you. This person now, they want to breathe, because they're watching you in your manifestations. They're watching you, as you sit here and you meditate. They're watching you looking like ain't nothing wrong, because nothing is wrong with you. Hey, K Hypsee, Grand Rising. But there's a lot going on. Confirmation with that person. Now they, like I said, they realize exactly what you was talking about, and they agree wholeheartedly about that tribe. And they agree that shit ain't for them. Okay, Hyphy, thank you so very, very much. I appreciate you so very much. They agree that's not for you, that's not for them. Now this person is thinking about exchanging gifts and what they did, that the reciprocity that they chose not to partake in when it came to you. This person is imagining themselves being happy, happier than they've been in a long time, like happier than they've ever been. And this person is actually imagining what it feels like to actually be happy. I don't think that this person has ever felt happiness in their life. And if they did, they were so young when they felt it. Now this person is ready to go the distance. This person now understands, like I said, that it's time for them to change. They have this deep knowing. It is time for them to change. It's time for them to put aside all that foolishness, because it didn't get them anywhere. It didn't get them anywhere except where they're at now, dealing with this karma. This person is ready to work hard now because they realize there is no place like home. And you are home to them. There's no place like you have proved without doing a damn thing that there's nobody that can even measure up to you. You pulled your energy back, and that's whenever they started really feeling the void. You didn't sit there. This person thought that you was going to run up after them, chase after them, beg them, please, please, I'm begging you, please. You said you want to be there. You stay right the fuck there. And this person has been watching you ever since, watching you be at peace. The same place they want to be. Like I said, this person, they're ready to change. They are ready to surrender, because they know it's time for them to change. It's time for them to make this trip on their own. It's time for them to deal with their emotions, the thing that they chose not to deal with. I hear this plane. So if it starts spinning, stay there, y'all, because you know I'm just getting ready to reboot, come back, and keep it moving. Hey, Yvette. Hello, Red Violet. This person wants to mend this relationship with you, Aisha, because they feel like there's things that y'all have not finished. They don't want this story to be over. Not with you. They want it to be, at worst, a pause. At best, an opportunity for them to get their shit together. This person feels so alone. And like I said, when you left, that's exactly how they felt. Alone. Now this person realizes you ain't got time for the bullshit. You're not the 1, the 2, or the 3. They realize it's up to them to get their shit together. It's up to them, for them to do the right thing, to go to build these blocks, to go according to how God wants them to act. And God never asked them to act like no damn fool. Hey, Danny. You know, somebody is just now realizing, when they sit back and they think about things, how blessed you are and how blessed they were when they was around you. It's like a realization that's popping them upside their head. That's something that they took for granted. That's something that they refused to see because they thought there was something else out there that was so much better for them. Like they could just find the love, the dedication, the honesty, the loyalty, the integrity anywhere. Mm-mm. They realize that all the glitters definitely ain't gold. Some of that shit is just gold painted. And they keep asking themselves, why did they even depart from you? Why did they allow you to walk away? Why did they act like some fool? Why did they act like they didn't have their head on straight? Why did they act like they couldn't see you? Why did they act like they didn't know you? Why did they act like they couldn't be faithful to you? Why did they act like they couldn't stand 10 toes down for you? And to each question that they ask themselves, why? There's only one answer that they can come up with. Either immaturity or stupidity. They know it's time for them to clean their act up. Whatever this whole situation is, they gotta clean it all up. They gotta clean it up. They can't wait for you, because if they wait for you, they will be waiting forever because they know that you are prepared to leave. You prepared to walk away. You prepared to say, hasta la vista, goodbye, hasta luego, ciao, bye, bitch, whatever, and keep it moving. So they know the responsibility to clean this mess up is theirs because they the only one who messed it up. Like I said, this is karma that they can't deal with. Now they understand what karma is. And they understand karma is not to be played with. This person, they know it's time for them to go. Like I said, it's time for them to follow universal law, spiritual law. It's time for them to go by the book. It's time for them to pick up the Bible, to read what it actually says and how to treat others, how to love yourself, who they need to praise. And that praise goes to the Most High. Because whenever you praise God, you honor yourself. When you honor yourself, you always honor someone else. See, this is the day, here and now. Once again, they come to the same fork in the road, just like where they were before. This time, they're not making the same decision that they made the last time, because that's what got them fucked up. This time, they're making the right decision. They feel like there's serendipity at play. Like if they make that right decision and they go the opposite direction of, besides that fool's direction that they were traveling in, that, like they say, you put one step in the right direction and God's going to put in 2 steps for you. If you're doing what God wants you to do, you put in one, you go one step, God's going to put in 2. This is the leg up that they know they need. See, this male, they understand that y'all are soulmates. And, they realizing what you put out is what you're going to get back. So now somebody wants to put out that good energy. They want to put out that love. They want to put out that kindness. They want to put out that respect on your name because they realize who you are to them. Somebody is leaving the past and they are walking directly into the future, leaving the old, coming into the new. Leaving what is drab, black and white, old, decrepit, and they stepping straight into the colorful, beautiful world of the Most High. Hello, my church is your church. They realized they brought this chaos and this conflict on themselves, and they know that's the truth. They know that's the truth. They brought it on themselves. They had nobody to blame except for them. They can no longer point the finger at you because, like they say, you got one finger pointed outward, but you got how many others pointed back at the real cause? Somebody has finally come to the edge. They finally looking at what they was always afraid to look at. They are acknowledging what they were always afraid to acknowledge. They are admitting what they was always afraid to admit. And the fact was that they was not the one that was being flexible. They weren't being compromising. They weren't willing to change. They wanted it to always be you. Now this person realizes that loyal heart that you have, that unconditional love that you showed, that grace, that mercy, that patience, that kindness. It was all because of the Most High, for them to be able to see what righteousness really is. How God truly wants us to act or even react when somebody is not treating us in the same manner. Now someone understands that loyal heart, they have to be loyal to the Most High. They can't expect someone to be loyal to them whenever they're not being loyal to themselves. They can't expect someone to be loyal to them whenever they don't know how to be loyal to someone else. And they cannot expect God to save them when they're not even acknowledging God. This person is growing up. They are maturing. Like the Bible says, when I was a child, I behaved as a child. But now that I have matured, I have to act like a grown man or a grown woman and do the things that grown people do. Hi, more Ariel. Someone is going to send you a message and they're going to ask if y'all can try again. Even though it seems like you guys are so different, it's almost like this person knows that what you bring to the table and what they are capable of bringing to the table can be a win-win. Because right now, everything that this person thought that they had, everything that this person thought that they had built up with you and they was taken. Everything has burned to the ground. And they have no choice except to start over. But this time, they don't want to start or continue or keep going on that merry-go-round. They want their life to be different. They want to let all that old shit that they thought was so important go. Because they're realizing that shit wasn't important at all. They know it's time. This is divine timing for this person. And they know that this tribe, they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, like this generational curse. This is divine timing for somebody to do their part. They realize you did your part, and now it's time for them to do their part and end it. End the curse. They're realizing and waking up that this is why God has them here. This is what part of their purpose is on this earth while they are here this time. Grand Rising Jerome, thank you so much. That's why this person realizes that it's time for them to reach out to you, to mend your broken heart, and ultimately mend their own broken heart. This person is poised to do the work, to do the heavy lifting. They're poised to do the right thing. Because to be fair, they're the ones who want this new life. You already have yours. You're already happy. You're already smiling. You're already being blessed. You're already, ascending. You're already receiving the word of God. So to be fair, they're the ones who have to do the heavy lifting. Because it's their life that they allow to destroy. They realize why you had to let them go. Because they were not willing to let go of any demonic entities. They weren't ready to let go of any dark attachments. They weren't ready to let go of the lies. That's why you had to let them go. Even whenever you were helping them, giving them the leg up, and they were standing on top of your shoulders, flossing, shining, feeling brand new. They felt like it was them. They felt like it was their blessing. They felt like it was their hard work. But this person has been very humbled. Because once you walked away, like I said, everything that they had, everything that they thought that they were, burned to the ground. They lost it all. They lost their good name. They lost respect. They lost their own pride. And most of all, they lost that overinflated ego. Hi, Unboxed Spiritually 333. Like I said, this person is watching you. And for the first time, it's like this person has allowed themselves to really feel their emotions. And they feel like everything that they've been missing. And they're watching you at home. And they feel like they need to be at home with you. This is why this person is ready to make this change. Ready to let go of what doesn't work, what never worked, what won't ever work. Not for them. What's the message? Thank you, Inbox Spiritually. It won't ever work for them. Like I said, this person had to, have an ego, have somebody check them, humble them like they tried to humble you time and time again. Somebody humbled them and let them know they wasn't shit without you. They amounted to nothing without you. And as if by magic, here they are. It was time. It was divine timing for them to wake up today. 1111, J. Mike, thank you. It was divine timing for them to wake up today. It was divine timing for them to realize they were at this fork in the road, and where they need to go is not where they came from. Where they need to go is back to you. And so this person is coming back to you with their head in their hands, looking down. But somehow this person is okay with this because they know, and I don't know if y'all can see that little face right there. They know that the Most High is watching over them. And so they need not fear anything because they've already lost everything. When you've already lost everything, what is there to fear? What do you think that you have to go back to? A pile of rubble? Dust? Ashes? When you lost everything, you know there's only one thing that you can count on, and that is God. This person is ready for peace. And there's only one place for them to get that peace. And that was with God. God said, I will give it and I will take it away. This person is blessed. Now they realize how blessed they actually are. Now they realize the blessings that they actually received before that they took for granted. And it's up to them to be happy. It's up to them to feel good about themselves in their heart, in their spirit, in their soul. It's up to them to take the steps that they need to take, to do the things that they need to do, to make the moves that they need to make in order for them to be happy. It's not up to you, and no one else can ever do it. It's up to them. That's their job. That's their responsibility. That's part of their purpose. Hey, the soul archetype. Finally, this person is ready. Finally, this person is ready. They're ready to surrender. They're ready to give their life to the Most High. They're ready to put whatever defenses that they feel that they needed to keep, put those down. Like they say, they're ready to give their life to God. Hey, Devery. This person is out there by themselves, but they're okay with that because they know it was time for them to go. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. This person has been watching you, thinking about the relationship that y'all had, wondering if they can make it right. This person has had a whole death and rebirth. The old them, that's gone, never to return. This person has had a serious rebirth. This person has given their life to God. And now they realize that this family that they thought that they had lied to them. Not only lied to them, but betrayed them. Just like they betrayed you. Now this person realizes that they was just acting like a child when it came time for them to be truthful, for them to be honest, to have clarity, to look at a situation with maturity, to speak on a situation in a mature way. They see now they was just acting like a little child. Especially whenever it came to who they should have been hand in hand with, who they should have walked with. And now this person is still realizing out of all the things that they did, other things are still coming to mind about how they betrayed you, but more importantly, how they betrayed themselves. You know, it's like this person, the real realization, the epiphany came when you stood by yourself and they started receiving karma. You know, this person did whatever they felt like they wanted to do. And like nothing was going to come back on them, even though you told them, even though you knew exactly what this person was doing. And like I said, you saw it in a lot of things you didn't speak on. But then whenever you did speak on what this person was doing, they was in their ego. They thought, how do you know? How do you know what I'm doing, what I'm going through? You don't know. You can't see me. You may not have been in the room, but you know what Spirit showed you. You know what God told you. See, this person didn't realize that you are an earth angel. It didn't realize that, you receive downloads, you receive that whisper. You see what others cannot see. Hey, Amira, the angel, chosen one, how are you? This person, they didn't know that you could see this witch. They didn't know that this witch was going to get them. in a place where it was gonna be hard for them to get out of it. They didn't know that this witch was going to be somebody that cast a spell over them, that got them stuck, that got them regretting everything. They didn't know that, but you did. Now this person sees your strength. Now this person sees how loyal you were always to them. How courageous you had to be just to go your own way and not follow the crowd. Not worry about what the flock of chickens were doing. You were willing to be that eagle that soared high above the sky, alone, but free. Now this person wants to come and they want to bring you your flowers. What you deserve, what you always deserved. But they was too stubborn. They was being too much of a jackass. This whole thing of this coven, this group, this family, everyone, everything is breaking down. Every idea, every thought, every misconception, every lie that they told themselves, every person that said, oh no, we love you more than the collective, all of that is being shown to them. That tower is hitting everything. Everybody that had their hand in trying to mistreat you, abuse you, misuse you, misguide you, disrespect you, disregard you, dish you, they're feeling it too. Like I said, this person knows that they have no option at this point besides having the faith and surrendering. Because that's what this person is doing, is surrendering. They call judgment on themselves. Because right now, this person is in their feelings. They are acknowledging this heartache. They're acknowledging how much their heart hurts. It's almost like it's a physical hurt for them right now. They're acknowledging how much pain they actually caused you. You could be somebody's mother. This could be your child. They are acknowledging everything that they did to try and bring you down. Because somebody told them they needed to feel a certain way about you. Because somebody told them they needed to hold a certain grudge against you. Because somebody told them that this and that and this and that. But none of it was true. They're realizing they should have invested in you. That's what they should have done, was invested in you. This person has a certain wish, and it's that you would allow them to return. That you would find the value of working with them. That you would find the value of being with them. Because this person has had nothing but time to sit, to think, to reflect, to ponder, to come to terms, to come to grips, and to wake the fuck up. And they realize everything that they put you through, they are now going through. Every opportunity that they thought they had, it's not materializing. Like I said, this person is very clear now that what is most precious to them is peace. Deborah said, they can keep thinking and ponder without me. Their karma has arrived. Yeah, see, somebody didn't think that that group that they work with was going to be the same group that caused them so much pain. They didn't think that, these little games that they were playing, these little tricks, there's somebody's black magic, there's somebody's talking bad about them and getting other people to jump on board. They didn't think that this was going to come back to bite them. They didn't think that snake could actually swallow its tail. And they didn't believe that you was an earth angel. But they believe it now. There's no other answer. Yeah, this person wants to bring you an apology. They do. And you know what? You may get an apology or a call out of nowhere. It may come as a surprise. As this card just kind of it came out of nowhere and landed over there. You may get a call out of nowhere. Somebody wanting to tell you that you was right about this devil. They didn't see it, but oh my God, you was so correct about the devil. You was right when you told this person they was being manipulated. You was right when you told this person that they had some dark demonic attachment. You were right. Now this person wants to heal. This person wants to have some type of communication. We could be talking about an Aquarius. This person wants to have you help them in some sort of way. This person wants you to be honest with them, wants you to tell them what is right. Because this person now, they're finding that they have to put themselves in a position where they are defending themselves all the time. They are having to block out this negativity. They're having to block out these spells, these curses, things that this group has sat there and wished on them. See, it was good when it was happening to you, but they didn't think that this was going to change. Like what came around was going to come back around and hit them. They didn't know how you was protected, how important you were to God, how God was protecting you. They didn't know that you sat in this bubble and anything and everybody that was down here trying to get at you that wasn't able to get at you. This person wants to travel towards you. Like I said, they want to either give you some sort of gift. They want to give you some sort of heartfelt apology. But right now they feel like their world is on pause. And nothing is going to go right. They're not going to be able to get in the upright. They're not going to be able to move forward without them coming and apologizing to you. Letting you know all those secrets that this family had said about you, that they swore up and down they was going to take to their grave. But they don't want to do that now, because now they realize that grave is real. And they now realize their life is worth a lot more than giving it up to a bunch of witches and warlocks. Hey, Letitia, how are you? I feel like this person is trying to communicate with you. Like maybe communicate with what you're doing, or I don't know, maybe you could read tarot, maybe you have some sort of business, but maybe somebody wants to send you some sort of email or something asking for, whether if you, let's just say that you read tarot, someone wants to send you a message, can you give them a reading? Because there's a lot that this person didn't realize was happening when it was happening. Somebody wants that wheel of fortune to go back in their favor. They want to know what they can do to get away from this warlock. They want to know what is it that they don't see. They want to know what it is so that they could be at peace and they can get to where they used to be. Hello, Awakened Chosen. Did I say hello to you earlier? What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, see, something about this witch got themselves stuck in a position whenever this witch was trying to cast these spells on you, the chosen. But whatever you did, you was able to block it and turn it around. Like you said, return to sender times 10, only for it to hit this one. So it's almost like, whenever you was able to block it, the energy had to go somewhere and it hit this one. When you're standing too close to the lightning, you got to be careful because that lightning could strike you too. Hey, Anthony. See, somebody's ready to let go of all these lies that were spoken about you because they realized those lies was what hurt them. They thought that they was going to be the one standing in victory. They never thought it was going to be you. They never thought that you was going to be the one that was victorious. You was going to be the one that won the war. They didn't see that. Instead, this person realizes that everything went upside down for them, that they were cursed. The wheel of fortune stopped turning in their favor. And the curses started. They didn't realize that them thinking that they was some sort of warlock, casting some type of evil spell on you, they didn't see how that was going to turn out. Because had they saw that, they would have never did that shit. They would have told that witch, I'm good. In fact, let me leave. Let me stand over there. Let me bounce. But I'm not doing all that shit. See, and then they couldn't just, once they realized, oh shit, this shit is coming back on me. They couldn't just call you up and be like, baby, I want to come home. Mama, I want to come home. Because you've been like, no, you ain't coming nowhere near me, motherfucker. You about to tell me everything that was going on. You about to say the dates, the names, the places, what they had on, what was said, where y'all was at. You about to tell me, you about to run it all the way down, up, down, left, right, side to side, diagonal. You about to run it. No, this person, no, they realized once they was in the middle of all this karma that they had to save themselves. And if they didn't save themselves, they was not going to be able to move forward. They realized that you was not going to come and save them. They had to save themselves. They also realized where they was at. This person is wishing upon a star that they can just travel to you right now, but they feel like, you would keep them at bay, like you would not allow them in your house how they are right now, because this person, they realize they haven't done the work. This is what they're realizing. They have to do the work. They got to put in that research how to change their life around, because you're not going to do it. You didn't get them there, and you're not going to help them find their way out. They got to save themselves. If they want to breathe, they're going to have to either learn how to blow their nose, open up their mouth and breathe through their mouth, or whatever. But they're going to have to realize you're not going to be able to breathe underwater. So you're going to have to learn to sink or swim. One or the other. And you're not going to do it. You didn't tell them to do that stupid shit. You didn't tell them to disregard you, disrespect you. You didn't tell them to stab you in your back. You didn't tell them to lie on you or about you or say your name in vain. You didn't tell them to do that stupid shit. So what the fuck you gonna be doing telling them how to save themselves? They're gonna have to open up their own heart. They're going to have to say their own prayers. They're going to have to reach out to God for themselves, just like you did. They're going to have to learn that they have to stand alone if they want to heal. That it's better for them to be without these people than it is for them to be with those people. They're going to have to leave them swords right with that crew. It's time for somebody to separate themselves and go through that dark night of the soul. It's time for somebody to allow themselves to complete cycles, truly complete cycles, so that they can get the new opportunity that they want. And it's time for this person to learn it's time to swim, or you're going to continue to sink. But the day of hidden enemies, the days of lies, the days of deceit, that shit is over. They got a job to do. And they need to find out what it is. This person needs to open up their third eye so that they can truly see what it is that they've been missing all along. So that they can understand why you protected yourself when they refused to stand up and protect you. It's time for somebody to grow up. It's time for somebody to mature. And they know it. See, this person is sitting there still wondering why they even did this stupid shit. Like, did they really think they was going to get away with something? They're just realizing how strong of a hold this group had on them. How they allowed themselves to be bamboozled, lied to, mind fucked, manipulated. And this has been happening for a long time. They still don't understand how you did it. They still don't understand how you saved yourself. It's because your third eye is open. That's why you was able to protect yourself, because you saw them coming before they even arrived. You saw them coming before they even hit the block. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. And the last thing this person needs to do is not have courage. This person needs to realize that's what they were lacking. Courage. Stop being afraid of the devil. Like they say, if God is for me, who I give a fuck who's against me? If they want to win, they got to do the right thing. If they want to survive, they got to do the right thing. If they want peace in their life, they have to make different choices. This person is realizing it's time for them to make a different choice. Especially whenever it comes to this quote unquote family. You want something different, you gotta do something different. Like they say, insanity is doing the same bullshit, thinking that you're gonna get something different. Somebody's getting ready to make a move. They're coming to you. They're coming straight to you, and they want to apologize to you like it ain't nobody's business. Because like I said, if this is anything that somebody wants, they want peace in their life, because they realize that these two people, then this could be a father, a witch, or somebody that looked up to, father, stepfather, uncle, grandfather, and somebody could have been an aunt, could have been somebody who was jealous, who was witchy, but they the same family, people that they considered family, that they lied to them, and they have been lying to them for so long. And this person refused to see what you was telling them. They refused to see it, but now they cannot help but to see it, because they sure the fuck can't sleep at night. And they was expecting you to come back. You ain't coming back. Now this person knows it's up to them to go find you. Hey Monty, how are you? This person, they know that it's time for them to be a leader, especially if they want that wheel of fortune to turn in their favor. Because you know what? You spoke your piece. You said what you had to say, and it was the truth. All of it. You said not one mistruth, not one fucking lie. Everything that you spoke was the truth. That's why this person realized it's time for them to put an end to them, like welcoming the devil, talking to the devil, giving up secrets, providing the devil with all this information. It's time for them to stop entertaining the fucking devil. What's the message, Spirit? Okay. Yeah. They didn't even think that they thought that you was lying whenever you was talking about you was a high priestess. They discounted you. They was like, oh no, there's no way. There's no way. Well, you know what? Being a high priestess doesn't mean that you can make shit levitate. It don't work like that. It's never worked like that. It just means that you see. You don't even know how you see. You just know that you might get visions. You may hear the whisper of God. You just may know something in your heart, and it's the truth. You have faith in what the Most High, what God has shown you, has told you. But see, this person, they didn't believe that because they didn't know God. That was their first mistake. And then they said they didn't believe in God. That was their second mistake. So God had to show them just how real God is. And they believe in God now. They also know that, you know what? There's nobody that's higher than you. There's nobody that they respect more than you. There's nobody that they should have, confirmation, that they should have placed above you. Because you're the only one that ever stood 10 toes down. You're the only one that always had their back. They realize now that yes, you are a high priestess. You do have a gift. And you are an empress. Yes, they know you are their better half. And they want to look at you. They see how these two are looking at each other. He looking straight at her. Realizing now that yes, y'all have a purpose here together. Y'all supposed to accomplish something together. And they realize now that, you know what? Not only are you the truth, not only are you their gift, but yes, you are an earth angel. They realize this now. And without it, they also realize that they are doomed. They are having a life of damnation and hellfire. They are living in an existence they know they cannot survive in. This is why you walked away from them when they was lying, and this is why they walking away from those that they know is lying to them. Funny how things go full circle, ain't it? Funny how history repeats itself. It's funny how now they wanted to get off that Ferris wheel, that thing that goes round and round and round. It's funny how they no longer want to be a flying monkey. Funny how they want to trade in those flying monkey wings to see if they can somehow, some way make it up to God to get those angel wings back. Confirmation. They got some work to do. They got some work to do. And they got to repair, they got to work on understanding that this was a family curse. understanding that they had to call judgment on this magician and all this black magic. And they had to have the courage, and they had to realize they had everything that they needed to be able to do this. They had to realize that it's up to them to take a stand, to start over. It's up to them to stop with the fucking lies. Because lies ain't getting nobody nowhere. And it's up to them to ask God, to thank God for God's love. Something that they were so afraid of, afraid to do, afraid to have for so long, they now understand it's imperative. There's no way around it. There's no way they can get through it, past it, over it, under it. And that's the courage to stand up and do what they need to fucking do. They're going through so much karma right now. To them, it is unreal. Hey, talk to Tia. And they're ready to surrender. They're ready to change. They're ready to do the right thing because they are ready for peace. They can't take it. They realize they was not built for that life. Just like that song, hey, little Walter, something's going to get you, little Walter. They realize they was not built for that life. They may even try and come in and love bomb you. But you're not going to even accept no fucking love bomb. Just get your shit together. Get yourself right. Get yourself right. That way you don't feel like you got to love somebody. Because this person is depressed right now. It's like they looking back on everything that they used to think that they was. And they see that they was nothing. This person now wants to move. They realize your sister steals. You know, like your sister's part of this coven too. They felt like, you know, as long as they had a whole bunch of shit around them, they was doing good. But they had to realize life is not an abundance of personal items. That's not what life is about. This person is feeling jaded because they realize that group that they went against you for, they all had a hidden agenda. They all wanted to take this motherfucker down. See, something never sat right, but they went with it anyway. You know, because they was being manipulated by this witch. And this witch was nothing but messy. Realizing now that you the real deal, holy feel. You never were, and you never are going to be superficial. Now this person, they know that they have to have faith in God. They have to have faith. They have to want to do the right thing. They will have to want to be righteous. That don't mean being perfect. That just means doing what God wants them to do. See, this person is ashamed to admit to themselves and to you that they abused you. Why be ashamed whenever you know it's true? And they watched you having your wishes fulfilled. Why be ashamed when you know it's true? Hey, Madeline, how are you? It was good enough when you was doing it. Stand up, stand proud. Speak out loud. Yeah, I abused the collective. That was me acting like an asshole. I was proud of it then. But see, it don't feel so good now. This person chose to believe bullshit about you from somebody who was abusing you. See, they never stopped to think that, you know what? The abuser is never going to ever sit there and say all the shit that they did to abuse you. They're only going to tell a little bit, and then they're going to make up the rest of the shit. Somebody, and they thought that you was just going to be there. Like you was never going to leave. Oh no, once you woke up, or you had already woken up, awakened. But once you realized this motherfucker is out their damn mind, then it was time for you to leave. Right now, the Holy Spirit is in this house. The Holy Spirit wants this person to know it's time for them to go. Either that, or they can continue to get what they got coming to them. They didn't realize you had a divine bodyguard around you. They didn't realize you were so protected, anointed, respected. They realize that now. They realize how they failed. They realize that they are unhealed. Most of all, they realize it's time for them to change. It's time for them to transform for the better. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. I'm getting ready to go get me some brunch and a mimosa. Think of your question. Think of your question. Let's see. It looks like the answer is yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate you. I am going to put out a video for the members today. And I will be back after I eat, but I got to get something in my stomach. I know y'all heard my stomach growling. I was like, stop it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you a little bit. Have a great morning. See you this afternoon.